Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between towering mountains, there lived a wise old man named Ravi. Ravi was known throughout the land for his deep understanding of life and his peaceful way of living. People would travel from far and wide to seek his advice, hoping to find answers to their troubles. One day, a young man named Arjun arrived in the village. Arjun was restless and unhappy. He carried a heavy burden in his heart, and no matter what he did, he could not find peace. Arjun had heard of Ravi's wisdom and decided to visit him. He found the old man sitting under a large banyan tree, his eyes closed in quiet meditation. Arjun waited patiently until Ravi opened his eyes and greeted him with a warm smile. "What brings you here, young one?" Ravi asked. Arjun sighed and said, "I am unhappy. No matter what I do, I feel like something is missing. I work hard, I have a family, but still I am never content. What should I do?" Ravi nodded slowly. "Tell me, Arjun, what is it that you want the most?" Arjun thought for a moment and replied, "I want to be successful. I want to have enough money so that I never have to worry again. I want my family to be proud of me." Ravi smiled and said, "And if you get all these things, do you think you will be happy?" Arjun hesitated. I think so." The old man picked up a small pebble from the ground and placed it in Arjun's hand. "Hold this tightly," he said. Arjun closed his fist around the pebble. "Now, tell me, does it hurt?" Arjun shook his head. "No, of course not." Ravi then told him to keep holding the pebble, but this time to squeeze it as hard as he could. Arjun did as he was told, clenching his fist with all his strength. After a few moments his hand began to ache. "Now does it hurt?" Ravi asked. "Yes," Arjun admitted, opening his hand and letting the pebble fall. Ravi nodded. "This is the nature of attachment, my son. When we hold on to things lightly, they do not harm us. But when we cling to them too tightly, they cause us pain. Money, success, even love. These are not bad things, but when we become too attached to them, when we believe we cannot live without them, they become chains." Arjun was silent for a long time. Then he asked, "But if I do not hold on to anything, how will I live? How will I find happiness?" Ravi smiled. "Non-attachment does not mean you do not care. It means you enjoy what life gives you without letting it control you. The river flows, but it does not cling to the water. The wind blows, but it does not try to keep the leaves. You can love, you can dream, but you must also learn to let go." Arjun thought about this deeply. He realized that his suffering came not from the things he had, but from his fear of losing them. He had spent so much time worrying about the future that he forgot to live in the present. From that day forward, Arjun began to practice non-attachment. He still worked hard, he still loved his family, but he no longer clung to these things as if his life depended on them. Slowly, his heart grew lighter. He found joy in simple moments. The laughter of his children, the warmth of the sun, the taste of his morning tea. Years passed, and Arjun became known as a man of great peace. People would come to him, just as he once went to Ravi, and ask him for advice. He would tell them the same lesson he had learned. Do not hold too tightly to anything in this world. Enjoy it while it lasts, but be ready to let it go. For true freedom comes not from possessing, but from releasing. And so the village prospered, not in wealth, but in wisdom. The people learned that happiness was not found in clinging, but in living with open hands and an open heart. They understood that life was like the seasons, always changing, always flowing. And in that understanding, they found peace. The story of Arjun teaches us an important truth. Attachment brings suffering, while non-attachment brings freedom. When we cling to things, whether they are material possessions, relationships, or even our own expectations, we create unnecessary pain. But when we learn to hold life lightly, we discover a deeper joy, one that does not depend on external circumstances. Think of a leaf floating down a river. If the leaf resists the current, it will struggle and sink. But if it lets go, it will flow effortlessly, carried by the water to new places. Our lives are much the same. When we resist change, when we try to control everything, we suffer. But when we accept the natural flow of life, we find peace. This does not mean we should not care about anything. Non-attachment is not indifference. It is simply understanding that nothing in this world is permanent. People come and go, fortunes rise and fall, health changes and circumstances shift. If we tie our happiness to these things, we will always be chasing after something, always fearing loss. Instead, we can choose to appreciate what we have in this moment, knowing that it may not last. We can love deeply without demanding that love stay the same forever. We can work hard without believing that success will define us. We can enjoy beauty without needing to possess it. The practice of non-attachment is a lifelong journey. It is not something we master overnight. There will be times when we forget, when we cling, when we suffer. But each time we remember, each time we choose to let go, we grow a little wiser, a little freer. So ask yourself, what am I holding on to too tightly? What fears, what desires, what expectations are causing me pain? And then, gently, begin to loosen your grip. Trust that life will carry you where you need to go. And in that trust, you will find a peace that nothing can take away. This is the way of non-attachment. This is the path to true inner strength. May you walk it with courage and with grace.